Going to end up talking about a little bit of rain, maybe even a stronger thunderstorm here. That's going to ride just to the north of the Huntsville metro, probably over the next 15 or 20 minutes. Let's talk about that, shall we? We are talking about a couple of different severe thunderstorm warnings. As a matter of fact, we had the one severe thunderstorm warning just expire here right at the top of the hour. We are talking about a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, however, that's going to be in effect for Madison County, Limestone County, Lawrence County, and Lincoln County up across southern Middle Tennessee. I also believe this involves Giles County up in southern Middle Tennessee as well. This severe thunderstorm warning going to run until 7 o'clock in the evening. And this storm is packing a bit of a punch. It has a history of producing a little bit of hail. It has a history of producing some gusty winds. I know those wind gusts have knocked over at least some smaller tree branches, but this is still somewhat run-of-the-mill for what you would expect as we head into a summertime weather pattern across the Tennessee Valley. Some incredibly heavy rain. Elkmont down into Athens talking about some very heavy rain. Ardmore also talking about some of that rain. Elkton talking about that rain. This activity beginning to move out of Rogersville, beginning to move out of Lexington, out of Town Creek. Those folks at this point are dry. The good news for our friends trying to attend the Rocket City Trash Pandas game this evening, it does look like this activity is going to slide just to the north of Madison. This activity specifically is going to slide just to the north of Madison, but I also think they're still going to get a little bit of a rain, which means if you're planning to head out the door, and you'd probably be getting ready to head out the door right now to go to the game that's supposed to start at 6:35, I would fare to wager that there's probably going to be a rain delay. If I'm a betting man, I would probably say that the game is not going to start at 6:35. First and foremost, just given the proximity of this severe thunderstorm, its closeness to Madison, there's a lot of lightning associated with this thunderstorm, and I know within a certain distance of a ballpark, you can't play if there's lightning in the area. This storm also has a history of producing just a little bit of small hail. Just gotten a couple of rogue reports that a little bit of small hail has been observed, but I think primarily our focus is going to be some very heavy rain, which could lead to some localized flash flooding. Now, if that flash flooding actually occurs, that flash flooding probably not going to stick around very long, but then we're also talking about the gusty winds within this particular thunderstorm as well, which does have a history of knocking over just a couple of tree branches. Have not heard any reports of any sort of damage. I also haven't heard any reports of any power outages at this point, northern Limestone County, and then this storm gradually beginning to move into Madison County. Other showers and thunderstorms are going to move into the Tennessee Valley as we head into the overnight thanks to a cold front back off to the northwest. Now, that cold front actually looks somewhat unassuming right now, but that cold front gradually going to drop to the southeast as we head into the overnight, and a reasonably robust line of showers and thunderstorms is going to begin to develop across the Tennessee Valley. Overall, are we talking about any sort of a threat for severe weather late tonight, early tomorrow morning? No. Could we get some stronger thunderstorms, very similar to what we're talking about right now, very similar to what we saw yesterday? 100%. And we're probably going to see some of that activity as we head into the overnight. Here's Futurecast, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to bring that robust line of showers and thunderstorms into the Tennessee Valley. I think it's bringing this activity in a little bit too early. I don't really foresee this activity moving in until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday while you're asleep. That's when I think the leading edge of showers and thunderstorms is going to begin to develop across the area. And then this activity is going to continue in some capacity through the earliest hours of Thursday morning, 4, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. We're still talking about some scattered showers and thunderstorms. We're still talking about some of this activity as we head into the Thursday morning commute. So plan now just to allow yourself a couple of extra minutes as you head out the door for work tomorrow morning. And remember, it is a law in the great state of Alabama that if your windshield wipers are running, your headlights have to be on. It's just a matter of safety. I could go on an entire soapbox about how unsafe it is to drive in pouring rain without your headlights on. And you would be surprised at the number of people that do it. But that's a TED Talk for a different day, when I'm actually deemed worthy enough to give TED Talks, I suppose. We're going to begin to dry out as we head into the lunch hour. Still a couple of isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms still going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley. We're going to hold on to that chance even as we head into the early part of the evening. But I also think a good chunk of the afternoon, a good chunk of the evening, probably going to end up staying dry across the Tennessee Valley. From there, we really begin to dry out as we head into the overnight and then early into your Friday morning. By the time we get to the Friday morning commute, the vast majority of us are dry across the Tennessee Valley. We've also lost a lot of the cloud cover. Now, we are going to begin to see some additional cloud cover move in through the course of the afternoon, but that cloud cover is going to be diurnally driven. It really probably not going to produce much in the way of any rain. That cloud cover is also not going to stick around very long. It's going to get out of here by the time we get to Friday night. Speaking of your Friday, we're going to begin to see a change in our weather pattern. And we were talking about this yesterday. I put it in text form. Today I decided to put it in map form. A very large upper-level trough is going to begin to develop back off to the west. That's going to force the development of a very large upper-level ridge. Friday afternoon, that upper-level ridge is going to be sitting over the central United States. That ridge is going to begin to shift to the east a little bit. As we head into your Saturday, it's going to firmly plant itself right over the eastern half of the continental United States. This is our typical summertime weather pattern across the Tennessee Valley. A very large upper-level ridge. There's going to be an area of high pressure sitting under that upper-level ridge. The rotation around that area of high pressure is such that we are going to bring in a lot of heat and a lot of moisture off the Gulf. All that heat and moisture is going to build up into the Tennessee Valley, making for an incredibly hot and humid first weekend of summer. I know Rock the South is this weekend. Yeah, it's definitely going to be on the hot and humid end of the spectrum. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure you stay properly hydrated this weekend. Summer officially begins at 9:42 p.m. on Friday. Sunrise is going to be at 5:34 a.m. The sunset is going to be at 8:03. That's one of the latest sunsets we get in any calendar year. I believe the latest sunset we get, I want to say it's right around 8:04 or 8:05. And then after that, believe it or not, it's actually all downhill from there, and the sun actually begins to set earlier and earlier right up until we get to the winter solstice. So something we're going to continue to be mindful of. I suppose my graphics have decided to freeze on me. We'll see if they end up coming back. If they don't come back, well, I suppose that would be unfortunate. But again, for the time being, you just get to look at the first day of summer, which is at 9:42 p.m. on Friday. Sunrise is going to be at 5:34 a.m. and then sunset is going to be at 8:03. My graphics remain frozen, which is rather unfortunate for the name of this weather hit. So I'm not entirely, I can't even show you the 7-day forecast. Oh, there they go. There, we're coming back to life. There we are, we're coming back to life. I don't know, they decided to take a nap, I guess. I only have so much control over the technology. Listen. Now, heat safety tips. Yeah, it's time to bust out this graphic again. I always break it out right at the beginning of summer just to give you a couple of the common sense reminders. Limit your time outdoors. Stick to light-colored clothing. Stay hydrated with water. I, as much as the next person, enjoy a good Gatorade. I enjoy a really nice alcoholic beverage, responsibly, of course, from time to time. But water is going to be key. Alcohol, it dehydrates you. And then Gatorade has a lot of sugar in it. And that's just not good either. Exercise early in the day or late in the evening. Maybe one day I'll actually begin to take my own advice. If you know me, you know I run at the exact same time every single day. I imagine my neighbors are beginning to question my sanity at this point because I run at 11 o'clock in the morning, right after the price is right. Check on pets and elderly. Keep your blinds and shades closed. It's going to keep it a couple of degrees cooler in your house, which I suppose might lower your heat bill by a couple of, or your AC bill by a couple of bucks. Heat index, as we head into your Friday, we're going to be talking about heat indices in the low and mid 90s. Friday, not really going to be a problem across the Tennessee Valley. The problem is going to begin to build into the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Saturday. Now we're talking about heat indices in the mid and upper 90s. A couple of folks could be talking about heat index in the lower triple digits, right around 100, right around 101. This is only going to intensify. This is why I started showing you this Friday, so you can kind of see this gradual intensification as we head into both Saturday and Sunday. By the time we get to Sunday, now we're talking about heat indices that are consistently going to climb into the upper 90s. Now we're talking about heat indices in the lower triple digits. We're talking about heat indices as high as 102 or even 103. Have a good look at the next 7 days. I knew we were going to get here eventually. It just took some time. 86 on Thursday, 90 degrees on Friday, 92 on Saturday. It's so hot, I replaced the pictures of suns with little red thermometers. 93 on Sunday, 94 on Monday, and a pair of 93s by the time we get to next Tuesday and Wednesday.